we're live. Let's just switch this over to just chatting. I still got a couple of little things to do. Because I got slightly distracted. There we go. Let's do this. Hope everyone's having a good day. Alright, I'll copy that. Post it here. Got that off. Alright. Okay, I think we've done pretty much everything we need to do, except we'll get the game actually running, and maybe get voice attack running as well. We'll kick off voice attack to begin with. And then we should just be able to kick the game off and jump into it. All right. So mic volume looks pretty good. The frame rate looks pretty good. Everything looks fine. Alright, before I forget, switch this over. Game should be there. There we go. And lastly, drop into there. All right. Utamaya joins pairs on new spacecraft. Boom. Oh, it's about the Corsair. Okay. Alright. Private group session. Oh, excuse me, that sneeze hit me fast. I wasn't quite able to mute in time.
Welcome back, Commander.
I did manage to touch the mute button, but it didn't kick in. Alright. Why am I in this? Oh. I'm in this ship because I used it to claim my 6th system. Which may be my nicest system to date. What's going on here? well, it's taking a while to load up. Oh, hey.
Oren.
I hope you've had a good day.
Easily enough. You?
Uh,
The rest of yesterday, I guess, since you are awake for like for last past hour.
yesterday was alright.
Incoming message.
You go ahead and make the final checks. Let me know when you're ready.
I was, I got up this morning, I was like, man, it's so dark. I was like, and then I was wondering, did we already hit, like, daylight savings? Like, and then I was like, so I googled it this morning, like, oh no, it's this coming weekend. It's just,
Yep.
it's getting this dark this early because, you know, that's what it does.
Yeah, we've had it last weekend, so it's still so bright in the evening. It's perplexing at the moment.
Yeah. Do you like my new system? Well, system I'm working on. Isn't it pretty?
What is this? All of them are. Yours is nicest.
And it has this self-pilot. See? Yeah. Which I think looks pretty cool.
I like the name. 84600.
Yeah, that was a little easier to remember than a lot of my other ones. Oh, the other thing I like about it is that you actually have ring worlds that are buildable. Which is pretty cool. I didn't even notice that at first. Then you got some weird ones. This one's looking a little weird looking. What's going on with this planet? Are we scrolling on it? Planet unsuitable. Alright. So you can't really scroll and look around the planet if it's not suitable for building stuff.
Yeah.
So through my thing down here.
Not like you had a lot of choice.
Yeah. So it's a Coriolis station I'm building basically, but I haven't started yet. Worry about it after we finish Shores.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm at 61%, so shouldn't take too long. I'm 92,000 materials.
92,000 materials. That's all. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've started at 240, so you know,
Drive charging.
compared to that, easy.
Yeah, it's actually been going quicker than I thought it would. Especially since I haven't done anything on it since like Sunday.
4, 3, 2.
Yeah, I've added like 12-13%.
Yeah. I pulled Data Station up to 10%.
Confirming
For him.
exit point telemetry.
This Coriolis. I have to ring him up and be like, why aren't you doing anything? Not building the
Yeah,
whole...
he wanted to haul all this time, and now he doesn't. Well, maybe he does, just not for that.
It's like, I'm not doing the whole thing for you, old man. Come on.
Getting the loop of glory early in, I see.
I still have my outpost to work on my other account as well. She's been sitting there for like 2 weeks, but it won't take long. But it's just somewhere in the 30% range.
Well, I mean, I still have that planetary starport that's been sitting there for what, like 3 weeks at this point?
Yeah. Along with my own planetary port and my asteroid base. So it's like, yeah. We've been doing domain expansion, basically.
No, yeah, kinda. And you've actually matched the amount of systems I have. This is the 6th one I'm colonizing.
Yeah. And overall, mine are probably... you've got, what, 2 decent systems, 2 good systems, and like one that's got a little bit of stuff in it, and then you got a few that it would just jump through.
Well, yeah. Are we system shaming them?
No, not at all.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying that if you wanted to claim more, I would completely understand. I'm probably done with claiming more on this account though.
I mean, like, I'm not saying no. Thing is that I'm not sure if I want to claim like 4 systems in order to get to a decent, semi-decent one. You know, if one decent one was in range as it is right now, I might consider it. But, you know, I will most likely need at least one, if not more, transition systems to get to a decent one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few that
I'm
are...
still expecting I'm still expecting to crash from hauling data for this one. I mean materials for this one.
Yeah. I don't know what else is in range of this system I've built here though. I also don't know what people have been claiming around here in the last couple of days. Let's have a look in the sec.
I don't think they have been, at least I didn't see any movement, but I'm not gonna claim otherwise. Well, from a quick look, yeah, no one claimed anything. They just stole the... well, stole. They claimed the BD-10- whatever and the WASP system, and that's pretty much it. By the looks of it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the system that you claimed to get to the other one that you wanted. That's also decent. Did you build that or did someone else? Oh, you did. You build that. Nice.
Yeah, I did. So it's a system
And
here.
yeah, and there doesn't seem to be any building anywhere else. Oh, okay, there is, but not that much.
Yeah, I wasn't showing this on stream too much because it was... I didn't want people... I was trying not to give away information in case someone else was gonna steal off me, but I mean, for a system I built to get somewhere, this isn't terrible. Alright,
Definitely not.
we're up 34, 21. So yeah, so I guess the thing I was saying when I was saying if you want to claim more systems, like it would be completely understandable, is that I got like all these systems, all these spots and stuff, and you ended up building a bunch of systems with like just the 1 star or 2 stars and a bunch of building spots.
What can I do? If I could return them to the previous owners as AKA no one, I would.
Ah, well, you might as well keep them. That is telling you to steal all the systems from me. Hey, Dark.
Okay, I wanted to say if I could, I would.
Hey, Dark, how's it going?
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, immediately getting kicked out because connection error. Duly noted.
Huh, okay. Just vibing and net surfing? Yeah, fair enough.
And can't even reconnect.
Let's hope I'm not getting kicked out. I'm guessing we still need steel.
Steel and CMM composites, yes. Everything else is done.
Oh, titanium and aluminium are done. Nice.
Yeah, I finished aluminium yesterday-ish, today-ish.
Navigation to the next system.
Back in a second, I just need to apparently let my dog out. She's barking my ear off.
Engaging exit protocol.
Is there an episode 13? I'm trying to remember what that ended on. Hold on a second, I'll
Yeah,
be right
there
back.
is.
There is a sub, more of a dub watcher? Well, you know, to each their own. I don't mind watching subs, but my partner struggles to read the subtitles, so she likes to watch dub stuff.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I've watched the dubless episodes, but I did catch myself pausing a lot to either read the dialogue or watch the action.
3, 2,
Um,
1. Engage.
The only time I have an issue with the dubs though is when they do like the really weird translations, or like, or things end up out of sync with like. Sometimes I don't think it's the actual problem of the people doing the dubs. I think sometimes it's the problem of how that was being uploaded to somewhere. So you dub hit both of those at once, the weird translations and the sync issues. Yeah.
No,
So
he
that's
meant story and action. At least I think that he meant that,
Frameshift drive
because I
That's-
mentioned that earlier.
That's true. I mean, in a show like Solo Leveling, when they're throwing a lot at it, I imagine the dub is going to be pretty good. And you're right. And there is a lot of action.
Decent, yeah.
Yeah.
They changed a few things. They, like the dialogue doesn't quite match, but
Maximum light velocity.
it's decent.
I don't mind when they change stuff to make it sound more natural, and it's like an English voice line, right? It's just when they change something and it just sounds really weird, and you're like going, what?
Yeah.
What? That's generally been like the lower budget animes in the past, though.
Yeah.
They've done that. You just get these weird dub lines where you like going like, I don't know who translated that, but I don't think they did it quite right.
Frameshift drive charging.
Like when I've read the comics, yeah, by the way, I haven't read much past beyond what we discussed a few days ago.
Yeah.
But there were a few issues that they translated the command to raise shadows differently. It was like so odd.
Yeah.
No, it's arise, it's not anything else that you decided to put here.
Yeah. I mean, you do get those same translation problems sometimes in subtitles if you're watching like unofficial
that is true.
version of something. Yeah. Less so now that I have a Crunchyroll account, but when I used to just watch it on various websites,
Temperature critical.
sometimes you would read the let's take the filtering off of here. Sometimes you would read the subtitles and just be like, that can't be what they said. I've never gotten into Minecraft, so I don't know. I can see why they want to make a live action Minecraft movie, right? Studios see an opportunity to cash in on a very popular game. I will probably watch it at some point, but it's not like I'm going to go and watch it at the cinema or anything like that. I'll wait till it shows up for free on some streaming service, and then I'll check it out.
Yeah, I don't care much about the Minecraft movie.
It does have some big name actors in it, so there should be some. So
Big
the
names
acting,
mean next to nothing these years.
yeah. I was gonna say the acting should at least be passable, right? Like,
I mean,
yeah.
I would hope so, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that I'd say that normally you would aim something like that at a much younger demographic, but then there were some lines I saw in some of the trailers that were very much adult jokes, right? And I was like, it's a little bit of a weird thing to throw in there. Are we gonna jump out? What's happening? I get the subtle adult jokes, right? At the kids' movies, those are fine.
Docking request granted.
Cause you get a little chuckle as an adult watching those, like in like your kids or your nieces and nephews or something, right? Like, but these were like. These are like two broke girls level of like innuendo, right? Like where it's just very in your face. It was nothing all that subtle about it at all. So I was like, that's a little strange.
Landing gear deployed.
But sometimes I get a little laugh out of stuff which I don't think was actually intended by the filmmakers. Like, what's an example of that? In Wreck-It Ralph, they had
Engines disengaged.
a song by Rihanna, like the Shut Up and Drive song. And I don't think the filmmakers realized that that song was never intended to be about actual cars and racing, really. So I get a little laugh out of like the idea of like kids watching that movie, then they grow up a little bit and then they like find the song online, come across the song online and be like, I remember that from when I was a kid in the movie. And then they listen to it and be like, oh, this was not about what I thought it was about at all.
Yeah, kids' innocence is quite precious.
Oh, fair enough. I still have Simmons.
Yeah, they just don't have steel.
Cargo hold.
Don't they?
Maximum capacity.
Must have had a little bit more than I needed when I claimed. I mean, I kind of have some still.
maximum capacity.
Alright, where we going? Id's big system. Id's big port. There we go.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Nope. Colonization ship got him my way. Oh, mega ship. Slash colonization ship got him my way. Alright, off we go.
Technically in the way of your shield.
Frameshift drive charging.
All I was doing was trying to turn and it was suddenly there. Almost like I just launched from it.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Shouldn't be that high, I don't think. If it's 10 US, it's probably going to be more around maybe $16 mark.
Frameshift drive charging.
Unless it's, well, I mean, there could have been massive fluctuations in the exchange rate, to be fair. Like, things have been a little
3, 2,
chaotic lately. Oh, $12 USD? Yeah, then it could be $20. I should actually see if I had the money to buy it now. I was just waiting for all my various payments to clear out.
frameshift drive charging.
Also, why am I not hearing voice attack? What's going on?
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
The looks correct. So 12 USD, yeah, probably $19, $19. It's a bit of a pain, that exchange rate, right? I get why it's like that way, because we sell a lot of stuff, like, you know, like meat and other stuff overseas.
Frameshift drive charging.
So people overseas are like, you know, like people in America are like, it's only $20 US to buy this thing from New Zealand. And then the person in New Zealand is like, that's like, you know, 30 New Zealand bucks. Thank you very much.
3,
Well, thank you very much for your payment. So the exchange rate works very well for a country that exports stuff, a lot of stuff, but not so good for me in New Zealand who wants to purchase a bunch of stuff online from overseas.
Fuel low.
Maybe I should be a farmer instead. Although I suppose if I ever... Yeah, that's true. I was about to say, if I ever do get a payout from Twitch, like, because I had like the $50 US revenue thing, I'll benefit from that exchange rate coming back the other way anyway, so... You know, could work out in my favor at some point. But yeah, you should see the price of some of the, most recent games that have come out, and like you look at them on Steam, and it's like, oh, you want to play this game? It'll be 125 New Zealand dollars. Thanks. You're like, no, I will wait. It will be on sale at some point. I'll get it for like 80% off. Might take a year, but I'll get it for 80% off.
Docking request granted.
Look, we found Ed's system colonization ship.
I mean, it's not hiding.
That's true, to be fair.
Landing gear deployed.
I've watched a couple of them. Have I watched the one about Millennium? I'm not sure if I have yet.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Let me have a look. You sent them the other day, right? I think. Was the one about the customizing Steam with skins and plugins? Oh no, it was the one before that. I watched the Positive Pressure one. I don't think I've watched the Millennium one. I'll have a look. I'll watch it on my phone while I'm at work later, while I'm waiting for like a report to run or something. Alright, how much do we need of both of these? 46,000 CMM components and 44,000 steel. Started using it for dark mode and Steam DB stat stuff. I've heard of Steam DB, like I've seen people doing interesting things with that. I need to check that out at some point. Alright, there we go.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Whee!
Four,
Vector.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, let's have a look.
Key systems are at optimum levels, readying for exit.
I started using what exactly?
I started to use some programs you can use to customize your Steam like
Warning. Temperature critical.
application, I guess, with like various skins and bits and pieces.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, but I mean, I get that you are customizing the Steam app, but I was asking more of what are you using to do that?
Frameshift drive charging.
So it
Oh, I guess what is
is-
Dark using to do that, not you.
4,
Navigation for next system.
2,
So how do he sent me two different videos on customizing Steam with skins and plugins. So one is from a thing called Millennium, and the other was Positive Pressure.
Okay.
He's using the Millennium one. I can forward you the videos.
Sure.
Just give me a moment.
I'll bet I don't think they will work on Linux, but sure.
There is that.
frameshift drive charging.
Have you been sitting on a smart business?
3, 2, 1, engage.
Oh no, they do have installer for Linux. All kind of figures. Fair enough.
Ah, cool.
Frameshift drive charging. Four,
Leaving system.
3, 2, 1.
Maximum velocity improvement.
There you go. Those are the two videos he shared with me. So
Dude.
Engaging exit protocol.
Warning. Temperature critical.
all right. What are we doing? Yeah. Okay. Trailblazer Dream. Here we go. Alright, I feel like I'm just orbiting it. Let's slow all the way down. There we go. Oh. Kirk, behave yourself. Alright. More steel, more CBM composites. Did you see Commander Meekin's latest video? Not his April Fool's one, which was funny, but...
I don't know. What was it about? You give me the TLDR.
He was basically admitting that he got some things wrong about economies.
Oh, that video. Yeah, I've seen it.
I thought it was interesting though, because it's...
Docking request granted.
It was talking about how economies feed off each other inside the system, which was kind of cool. So if you build a refinery system and then something that uses like all the metal from refinery, you won't have much metal to sell. And if you build an extraction system and then a refinery system, and the refinery can use all the metals from the extraction or all the ores, then like, yeah, people with like 11,000 population in their system but selling 5,000 tons of steel and like, you know, some starport.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Yeah, I'm taking all this, how should I put it?
With a grain of salt.
Economy video suggestions with a pinch of salt, because I'm expecting it to change soon-ish.
There's some stuff I'm expecting to change and other stuff I'm not so sure about, right? Like, I certainly expect them to do something about the fact that the not building around a local body that has the ability to have ground bases, or at least other orbital slots around it, then you can't really change the economy of a system. So I expect them to do that, but I'm not so sure that they will change. I'm not so sure that they'll change the way the economy interacts with itself inside a system, like how like extraction can feed refinery and refinery can feed something else, and the 50% balance threshold for having all the goods available. They might. I could see that persisting, that's all. Let's fill up properly. I did not. Right.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
I don't know, I could just see the fix being as simple as basically saying that the system, like if there's no influence from a local body, then the system economy influences the system, or the station, sorry. And then everything else stays the same, as described in Commander Meekin's videos. But who knows? We'll see. Oh, it should be good.
Yeah, I won't be developing the systems too much
Engines engaged.
beyond like few stations, maybe ground stations. And I've more or less decided a few weeks back that I will wait for the final-ish changes to the economy set before going much further.
Charging.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll probably, like, what I'm thinking about doing is just picking a local body I can develop something around, right? Building a couple of of things and building up one economy around a local body. And then if it all changes down the line, I mean, it's fine. Oh, connection error. Okay, I have to use the bathroom anyway, so I'll be right back and I'll trigger 3-minute air break to carry through the pre-rolls. Let's see. Alright, it's gonna be, yep. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Alright, I'm back. Let's put this back over. Reconnect to the game. I'll continue delivering. While it's reconnecting, I will
Incoming message.
post that and alright. I did go back into private group, right? Hold on. I'll get that in a moment.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's just taking its sweet time, apparently.
As it always does.
Yep.
You know, there are 2 people in this group, that's too many to query.
Yeah, it's like you've logged into the same private group. Give us a moment. We need to figure this out.
Scanning for
How do we connect them again?
detected. Yes.
Yep, exactly.
The tech gremlins behind the scenes are scrambling.
Frameshift drive charging.
So I shouldn't poke too much fun at FDev, to be fair, right? Like we had the same sort of stuff that happens at my work. We just we had a system that we brought off a company many years ago,
Anomalies not detected.
and then now we want to move it off our local premise servers into the cloud because everything it's running on is so old that it's not going to work when IT upgrades all their network infrastructure soon.
Okay.
And so we contacted the company that we brought it off, and we're like, can we get you guys to upgrade this and put it in the cloud?
Frameshift
Like,
charging.
what version are you on? And I was like, alright, well, I don't think the version that we're on has been upgraded since I started working here, and that was 15 years ago. So, like, you might want to sit down for this.
4, 3, 2.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, okay, we can do that, but it's going to take several steps to get it all off. And like, I mean, there's like an intermediary
Confirming
step
exit point eliminated. Stand by.
before they get it to where it's supposed to end up, because it's just, yeah, it's like 4 major versions behind the current. And to be fair, I mean, we've been telling people it needed to be upgraded for a long time, but it supports this contract that we have, and the contract doesn't make much money, so workers never wanted to. Workers being like, the people that we get the contract from, they technically own the system, and they need to be the ones to pay to update it. Oh, what's going on here?
Isn't that always the problem?
Yeah.
Clients not wanting to pay for upgrades that are, well, system critical actually.
Yeah, I was just like, we should just, I told Blue we should just wear the cost because it would make us look good. Like, this is a place that we have contracts with that are much more lucrative than that one, and those contracts are up for renewal like in the next year or two. I was like, now would be the ideal time to wear the cost to you know, make us look cooperative, and you know, but no, work wasn't interested, so
Yeah, I mean, we've had client renegotiate contract like last year, and we told them like, okay, we don't have a problem to renegotiate the contract, where they basically drop the support hours, prepaid support hours. But the system does need update. When do you want to make them? When can we schedule them? Because they need to be done. It's better for us, it's better for you if they are.
Request granted.
And we are still waiting for a reply for that.
yeah.
So now we are running on software that is about 2-ish years deprecated and doesn't even receive security updates.
Yeah.
Because reasons. Now granted, this is not the oldest application there is. There are multiple ones that run on software that is many more years behind, even security updates. And you know.
We had the IT manager guy actually quit many years ago at where I work because he was just so stressed about like all the servers and stuff here being like out of warranty and old and stuff. And we were like to him, we're like, you've told management about it, right? Like, it was sort of, he wasn't really IT manager, he was IT team lead. It was like, well, you've told management about it, right? Yep. You've explained the situation? Yep. They've refused to pay for new servers? Yes. Well, that's not your problem. If that falls over, it's
Now
their
the
fault.
problem is that yes, at the moment it's not his problem, but when things come crashing down, it will be his problem. Well,
Oh,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
been his problem if he was still with you. You know,
Yeah. But he was the type
the good old saying: you are irreplaceable to the company, but they won't know that you are irreplaceable until you quit, until they fire you, rather.
yeah. There is that, right? Like, he was also the sort of person that
Ship released.
he took on all the responsibility himself, right? So it would have been his workload to fix it if something fell over, right? But not his actual fault. But he would go home and stress over stuff like he wasn't sleeping properly because he was so stressed about it.
Kind of reminds me of myself, yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking about problems thinking about things for work even when I'm heading to sleep.
I, on the other hand, do not give work that much of my mental energy if I can help it. And occasionally, though, I will think of
I mean,
something, but
Not like I'm doing it on purpose. My mind just refuses to stop, and well, this could be done this way, and you will forget the way until morning. By morning, you know, those kind of thoughts. And
there has been times, I must admit, where there's been a problem at work and I haven't known how to fix it, and I've gone to sleep and I'm woken up at like 4 AM in the morning and gone, I have the answer, and then I've fallen back to sleep and then I'm woken up at like 8 AM and been like, I no longer have the answer, and then I have to wonder if I actually did have like a moment of genius while I was asleep, or if my brain-addled state just convinced me that I had an answer that wouldn't actually work.
yeah.
It's like I'll never know the truth. It could be either one.
Warning. Temperature.
But most of the time, I'm actually able to compartmentalize work and home pretty well, right? Like, I mean, I will chat about work when I'm on stream and stuff with you and that, because it's interesting and it stuff. But I don't like
Frameshift drive charging.
when I had that 2 weeks off, I barely thought about work through that time.
Understandable. I mean, like, it doesn't happen for me often either. It's just sometimes when there is like a bigger project and I'm working on something, my mind usually tends to think about problems while I'm not working on the project specifically at the moment, and just which actually kind of is a problem, because if it's not work, at least because you know at work you will do the work eventually anyway, but for personal projects it's a bigger problem, because my mind will code the solutions you know in my thoughts, and then when I get to the project, like, okay, well, I don't wanna write it down. It's already done in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens sometimes, right? You're like, I know how to fix this, and people are like, alright, we need you to document that and then get approval, and then you're like, no, I just want to fix it. It's like, God damn it. I want to go through all those steps. We're that so we're this new BI platform, right? Which I want to get to actually do some development work on, but I haven't had the spare time yet. And so I finally got like earlier this week, I finally got the contract company that we have building it for us, some of the developers, to sit down with me. And I was like, all right, I wanna add this data mart, and I need to pull through this new data field, which will be fairly simple, and I want to do it myself. And then I'm like, all right, we'll set up like a new environment for you under source control and stuff. And I was like, wait, shouldn't I do that myself? And then they were like, just going ahead and doing it when I was on the call. It took 2 hours. 2 hours of them like just doing it while I was on the call watching to set up the I was like, oh my god.
Oh, somehow I think you were glad that you were not the one doing it.
Yeah, by the end of the phone call I was. By the end of the phone call I was barely paying attention, to be honest. I was like, oh my god, this is like...
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, we're gonna need to document this, because, you know, like...
Yep.
Luckily I can make it their job to document it. And my dog... And my dog wants to go outside again. She'll go out for 2 minutes, have a look around, and then go back and fall asleep on the sofa. And then, like, in another...
Because it's too cold, eh?
It's not that it's too cold for her, it's just there's nothing happening out there.
But nothing to bark at.
Oh, she's quite happy to bark at nothing, trust me.
Fair enough.
Alright. Okay, dog, I'm gonna dock at this ship over here. Oh, I'm going too fast, damn it. And then I will let you out. In a minute. Stop barking. I'm not actually sure she wants to go outside. She might just want a pet. She's been unclear. Normally she's a little bit closer to the door when she's barking at me when she wants to go out. She's a very piercing bark as well. It's very hard to ignore. So she barks like a dog, twice her size. I'm getting there, dog. Calm down. What the? I swear I was within range. I'm in there, okay.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Well, come here. Just come here. Stop barking. I'll let you out in a second. There you go. Have a pet instead. Shouldn't reward her for that behaviour, but She's literally blasting my eardrums. Is this gonna actually jump?
No.
Probably not.
You are probably disconnected because I am in the same system that you are, and I'm basically sniffing up the fuel fumes from Trailblazing Dream, and I don't see you.
I see you as a blue dot on my thing,
Yeah, I
but
don't see you at all.
Alright, well if I'm disconnecting, I'll let the dog out. Be right back. Yeah, happy? Last time I eat nothing's happening out there. Alright, it's still disconnecting apparently. It's nice how they fixed the stability issues after all these weeks. There we go. Orange Sidewinder.
Yep.
Alright, let's try that again.
Incoming message.
Alright. Trailblazer Dream.
Frameshift drive charging. 3, 2, 1.
And we jump. Ooh, it's looking better. Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah. Alright, there we go. It said team invite received, and then it's like, oh, accept team invite. There we go. What? Leaving team? What?
Game is having fun, obviously.
Yeah.
They forgot to feed the hamsters.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the ones that run in the little wheels and power the servers. They do get
Or
tired.
like the ones running the CPUs.
They do get tired as the week goes on.
I mean, if you were running 24/7, wouldn't you be tired?
Probably. It'll also be much fitter, I imagine.
That is true. Oh wait, I'm docked. I can finish up the engineering if I have the materials. I still haven't done that yet. Okay, grade 4. Okay, I do have the materials. Grade 5. Yes, I do.
Nice.
Hey, time to make myself better. Well, I ship better. And you will no longer be able to outrun me. Or possibly, yeah.
That's fine.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
I mean, at worst, we are the same speed at the moment. Since I think I saw that you have grade 5 and the dirty drive.
That's
Which I
true.
cannot get right now.
There is that. Although I am slightly heavier, which probably offsets the dirty drives.
I mean, we are at the same station, we can test that.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
It's true. And I have missiles, so if you are faster, I can just target your...
Okay then, I like the thinking.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released.
Hello.
Engines engaged.
Hello. Alright, I'll head that way and see if you can catch me.
I need to turn first, but yes.
Well, you should just be able to tell me what your top speed is anyway. Mine's about 460.
460 you say. Well, I'm still slower than you. I top up at 420, well, 34. Looks like it. So 30 drives are doing you good.
Yeah, the drag drives. Yeah.
I will have to go visit the engineer to get the experiment. Ah well.
Making more of a difference than I thought, actually. I thought the weight would offset that to a certain extent. Apparently I can't even plot route at the moment. Seriously. Seriously, game?
Did it kick you out?
I don't know. It's not letting me do a lot.
Oh, you are plotting to the colonization megaship instead of my system.
Oh, that will explain it. Hold on, did I buy stuff? I did. I bought steel, didn't I? I did. There we go. See, I'm losing track of what I'm doing. Alright. I can't even claim I haven't had caffeine this morning, so I have an energy drink right there, but... For some reason I just had it in my head that we'd just left your colony ship. Alright. It's Brewer Corporation's fault for making the colony ships and the bigger ships the same.
Frame shift drive
Yep,
charging.
I agree.
So honestly, I still wouldn't mind that skin for my fleet carrier.
There are skins for the carrier.
Yeah, I know, I still need to buy one. I've just been a little bit budget constrained.
Wait, don't you have the arcs?
Uh,
I think it costs like 5,000 or 10, or is it 10? I don't know. I don't remember.
I do not have that much chance, no. Well, I mean, there's spacesuit skins. When we run around on the planet, Ed has this dark and gold spacesuit that looks quite nice.
Frame shift drive.
Yeah, but those are only in sale during Halloween.
Ah.
We'll have to wait next 6 months.
Then they actually have to put animals in the game for there to be animal skins, Dark. I'm sure there's technically animals on some of those water worlds that we just can't land on or access it anyway.
I mean, to be fair, there is like cowboy skins for the personnel, you know, for the on-foot skins. So that's about as close as you get to animal skin.
I have not yet seen any stations selling actual human skins as cargo.
mean, what are slaves made of? Platinum?
Well, I suppose, but I mean,
Frameshift drive.
they're a component of
Yeah,
the
I know.
cargo. They're not the actual cargo. And we're talking about the
Yeah.
skins there. Yeah.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Well, I suppose you could buy, like, you know, an entire ship hold of Imperial slaves, and then you could skin them en route if you wanted to sell the skin somewhere.
None
Yep.
detected.
I don't know that that would be profitable, though. I don't know what you would do with the rest of the slaves afterwards.
I mean, you do have to eat.
Some sort of meat-based product.
Frameshift
This is taking a dive here in this
Yeah.
conversation.
And if that's against your morals, well, I'm sure there is biofuels machinery in the game. So there you go. Throw them in the wood chipper.
2, 1. Engage.
You show up somewhere and they're like, yeah, you described your load as bio waste, but we've got some suspicions.
Yep.
Was I lying though?
Fuel tank low.
I was playing on the computer the other day, and my partner was watching Married at First Sight Australia in the background. Jesus Christ, that show.
Do I even want to ask?
Probably not.
Okay, good.
You know, we're on the same wavelength, and we're like, one of the guys was like, did something he probably shouldn't have, right? The show was like, hey, we matched you with someone else as well as your like actual wife at when the show first started, and now you're right towards the final ceremony, and you could choose to meet that person if you want. And he was like, all right. And he goes and meets that person. It's a bloody date, and then he's like, and then he quickly realizes that this isn't going to go down well. And he shows back up to tell his wife that he went on a date with another woman, and God, he just kept babbling. He's like, "It's just curiosity. It was just curiosity." La, la. And both me and my partner at the same time were like, "Just shut the fuck up. Stop talking."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you're thinking a big hole every time you open your mouth.
Yep, exactly. The art of shutting up is somewhat unknown to the general populace.
Yeah, he was trying to sell her on the idea that it was just curiosity and that it didn't mean anything. But the way he was talking and his body language was screaming, guilty, 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 I'm guilty, I'm guilty, I'm guilty. It was just so painful to watch. It was just so bad. But yeah, I know. Sometimes some of these reality TV shows just infuriate me. Because they're just designed, like, I mean, the whole... Well, they sold that as like, oh, you know, we just want give a chance to show your loyalty type of thing. But it's like, no, you producers just want more drama in the final ring before the show ends.
I mean, to be fair, the network is paid by watch numbers. And
Yeah.
Drama does create, eyeballs.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
I know. I get that. And I hope everyone that goes on those shows understands that as well. Alright, essentially.
Wouldn't bet on it.
There's two reality TV shows that I enjoy watching. One is Alone, because they don't... I mean, there's editing, but they don't create the drama. They just let the contestants... leave the contestants alone to do their thing, and they create all the drama themselves, basically. There's no prodding from anywhere.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines
And the other one is Hunted, which is just funny sometimes. I don't know if you've seen either of those.
No. I haven't watched terrestrial television in 15 plus years.
Yeah. Well, Alone is a survival show where instead of like Survivor or something where it's all popular based and you get voted off the island due to politics within the group, they just take these people that are outdoor enthusiasts or experts and then they drop them off in an area by themselves to survive.
drive charging.
Right? These people film themselves and they have a satellite phone. They can call for rescue. If they call for rescue, they're out. And last one left. Thing. So there's no group drama. It's all about the person and how well they're coping with isolation. And there's always a lack of food. Like no one's ever gone on that show and actually been completely. Oh, there we go. Disconnected again. Completely thriving.
Confirming exit point telemetry. Stand by.
So either people freak out and leave really quickly, or they stay for like a good month or two. I think the longest I remember is like normal is something like around 90, 100 days or something like that. And they just slowly go a little bit like nuts, but not have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no drama that the show's producers add beyond like the editing, I guess, right? Like where they, I'm sure they're editing out all the boring bits and just leaving in the more dramatic stuff. And Hunted is a show about people that go on the run and they've got to avoid like a team of hunters that are mimicking the power of the state, so they're acting like fugitives on the run. And there's a little bit of, you got to suspend disbelief just a little bit because there's like a camera person following them around and stuff. It's like they don't exactly blend in, but it's pretty well mimicked, and it's always fun watching like people just do dumb shit. Like it started in the UK, and one of the early seasons they had like these two brothers who were like, I'm going to, like, we know how to stay off the hunter's radar. We've got a burner phone. And then they both used that burner phone to ring their girlfriends the first night they were on the run. And the hunters are like, oh, what's his phone number? Rang both girlfriends. We reckon that's their number? Yep, reckon that's their number. And then they're like, I wonder who else they're ringing. And then they're like, it's like a burner phone is only good when it's not anonymous. As soon as people link the phone number to who's using it, it's no different from any other phone. And they did not understand that at all. They just thought that because it was a burner phone, it couldn't be traced. And they promptly got caught.
Obviously.
No anomalies detected.
What is the notification that Twitch is updating their DOS?
Scanning for anomalies.
TOS.
None detected. Yes.
Not sure.
Yeah, get my firstborn, I don't care.
It's also funny when like the fugitives are doing really well on that show, but they don't realize it. There was like, I think it was the first season. I remember there was these two girls, and they were just randomly hitchhiking around the place. They had no plans of where they were going. They were just stuck their thumb out, catch a ride, and end up somewhere, and then try and figure out where they were staying the night. And they were like so chaotic in what they were doing that the hunters never had any clue where they were. But they were like completely sure the hunters were like right behind them every step of the way, and they were like freaking out. And like a helicopter would fly over and they'll just be like hiding and like freaking out and stuff. And then we'll cut back to the hunters going like, do we have any idea where these two are? Nope, not a clue.
Yeah, Paranoia plays a fairly good chunk in being hunted. Not that I have any experience, but you know, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the show that's a bit like weird. So what actually happens is the hunters are pretending to have access. So they're actually like, the hunters are professional people, like they're like police officers and other stuff, right? But for the show, they don't actually have the powers of the state. What they have is the cameraman feeding them information feeding information to a neutral third party about what the fugitives are up to, and then the hunters putting in requests to that neutral third party to basically say what they would be doing in a thing, you know, or we'd be tapping this phone number, or we would be, you know, accessing number plate recognition system, you know,
Yeah, good.
type of thing, looking for this number plate, and then the third party decides whether or not the hunters would then have pinged the fugitives up doing something, right, and relays that information to them, and they just pretend like they got another camera crew going around like faking security footage and other stuff, but they mimic it really well. Like you have to be paying attention to know what's. Whoop! I just flew right past. Oh. You'd have to be paying attention to realize that they were just mimicking it. Like it's very well recreated, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't really get the point to what are they called? Reality shows. I get like, okay, yeah, I watched when the I think it was called Big Brother or something, and it was first here around these parts of the world, but only out of sheer curiosity, like what is it and you know how it works and what it's about, but I never really stuck around that. It's not my kind of entertainment, never was. Really.
Yeah, most reality TV shows I don't enjoy that much, right? Jump out, jump out, jump out. Yeah. There's just a couple. What? How did that even end up targeting the wrong thing? What? Trailblazer Dream is over here. There we go. That was weird. I can't stand the ones where all the drama is manufactured and stuff though. Like, those ones annoy me. When it comes to reality TV.
But then again, aren't they all?
Yeah, I mean,
at
to
the
some
end of the day,
extent.
it is a show.
Yeah, to some extent, right? There's always some drama, and there's always some of it is highlighted or made worse through like editing or, you know, whatever, like we're focusing on something. But just all the ones where they're like, oh, you know, we're going to have these arbitrary rules and we're going to have this, all these group politics you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And stuff, and it's like, well, there was one I was watching because I sort of was in my area of interest, right, which is like outdoor stuff in New Zealand, where there's people trying to climb this mountain, basically. And they all had to carry cash, and then they had to vote each other off the mountain, or somebody couldn't continue. Right? And it was like the scenery was interesting, but all the rest of it was just such bullshit. Like they've been going at it for like 2 weeks, and they were almost at the top, and there was only 4 of them left, and one guy crosses this like crevasse. It's all been set up for them, right? Like, so there's like this like chain ladder leading across this crevasse, and on the other side there's a note going, you decide who comes across next, and then the last person, when the last person's coming across, you have to kick the ladder out, and then they're off the mountain, basically. And it's like, there's like, it's so artificial. Like, that person has spent 2 weeks like moving with the group and doing stuff, and it's just it rubs me the wrong way, that kind of stuff. I'd much rather they would just, yeah. I mostly prefer scripted dramas though, anyway. Watch things on Netflix and stuff. Alright, steel. Alright, enough for a full load of steel.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
And now I have been kicked out.
It's nice and stable at the moment. Well done, FD.
Very much so.
Yeah, fixed all those stability problems that were getting in the way. Alright. Up we go.
Okay, Commander.
What?
You sure?
No.
Okay.
The hell's... Captain Kirk was about to quit the desktop on me. Because I said, up we go. I wonder if he misconstrued up as out.
Frameshift drive charging.
Bum, 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 bum.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright. So how many tons of cargo have we knocked off so far today?
I was not really keeping track, to be perfectly honest.
Frameshift drive charging.
Was what, about 92,000 you said at the start, I think?
Yeah, thereabouts.
4,
Navigation for next system.
2, 1. Engage.
I'd have been 93 because I wasn't really counting the part beyond 1,000.
Yeah.
Now we are at 87-ish. So about 5,000 cargo.
Yeah.
Warning.
Well, I got time for another load after this before I have to probably think about heading to work.
Sure.
So we should be down to,
Frameshift drive charging.
should have delivered like over 6,000, I guess.
Yep.
It's not bad.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Might be able to, might even be getting close to finishing it off over the weekend.
Depends on how much I will have time to play, but other than that, yeah.
To avoid an embarrassing Mad Dog situation.
I'm not entirely sure it will happen this week. Probably will not.
Fair enough.
You know, that's still about what 120, 130 rounds of materials.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
Yeah, I think we were doing about 10% in a 5-hour session last weekend between the two of us, right?
Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah. Hey, finally the game allowed me to reconnect.
Well, that's good.
Docking request granted.
Docking in progress. Alright. Type 7 transporter, don't see those very often.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, it's hilarious when you find them in the conflict zones. Granted, that doesn't happen often either, but you know, it does.
I did fly one for a little while on my account early in the game's, you know, history. Let's do a
I've
bit of
never
trading.
owned one.
Docking
Well, there's no reason to own one at the moment. Like, they're clunky, slow to fly, poorly armored, and they require a large landing pad. And they don't really carry anything more than, well, they may probably carry more than a Python, but I don't think they would carry more than a Type 8. So, you'd either run a Python, in the past you'd either run a Python for the medium landing pad capacity and somewhat smaller but still close enough cargo capacity, or you'd run a Type 9 or something. It also uses a large landing pad but carries like twice as much cargo. So Alright, so 46 on CMM composites, 40. Yeah. So 86,500 tons left to go.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. Alright. I got time for one more round trip before I have to head to work. So let's go find more steel.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh.
3, 2,
I'll accept that after the jump, I guess.
Sure. Unless the game kicks either of us out again.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe I should be trying that changes they were suggesting for the AX big groups. Maybe that would make our sessions more stable.
Funnily enough, I tried and encountered more errors than solutions.
Fair enough.
frameshift drive charging.
Alright. Colonization mega ship, here I come.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Confirming exit point telemetry. Stand by.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there's a compromised nav beacon here. Fun for another time, I guess.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I might go fight once this starport is finished. If the events are still there.
4,
Leaving the
3,
system.
2, 1.
This is one of the systems on the way through. I think the pirate stuff is still happening around the mega ship though, right? Pretty sure.
Key systems are
Probably.
at optimal levels. Readying for exit.
Oh, he's flying around the sun. We'll have a check on the galaxy map. The it's no longer a lockdown, but it is still civil unrest.
Frameshift drive charging.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Steel and CMM composites. I always feel like steel ends up being the last thing that gets delivered. Or one of the last things. There's always just so much of it required.
Yep. Didn't expect it. You didn't expect this to be this painful.
What, the tier 3?
Yep.
There's a little bit more of a jump, like. So you go what, from 3% per delivery to 1%, but going between tier 1 and tier 2. So that's like a 3 times increase in mats, roughly. Yeah, roughly. And then it's like 4 deliveries to get 1% for a tier 3, so it's a 4 times increase in mats.
Yep.
Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly.
Does it really feel like the Oculus and whatever stations are 4 times bigger than a Coriolis though?
Come again?
So when you're visiting like stations, like a Coriolis versus an Oculus, I mean I know an Oculus is bigger, right? But to me it doesn't really feel 4 times bigger than a Coriolis station.
Oh well, yeah, no. Well, maybe not spatially where you dock, but spatially when you look at the station as a whole, then definitely bigger. Not sure 4 times, but several times for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 to 3 times bigger in my head, but yeah. 4 times seems slightly excessive.
To be fair, it's not like 4, it's like 3 point, I don't know, 2, 3.1. Well, that would make
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Just basing that on the progress that my tool said. You know, if you deliver 0.3 something percent,
Deployed.
so that's not really 4 times.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, mine was very, like, rough calculation, so.
Well, yeah, you didn't really have access to that specific number, so unless I shared it with you, I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
I think you were saying something like each load was like 0.3 something of a percent.
Engines disengaged.
It's interesting to get this kind of insight into it, though. Like, you know, the game only tells you you achieve the percentage. What percentage of a percentage doesn't really matter. You achieve the percentage.
Yeah.
And then you have to sit down for a few hours to figure out what the actual percentage is. Well, not have to, but if you want to. And I wanted to, so there you go.
Fair enough. Alright.
Granted, the goal wasn't exactly figuring out the percentage when I embarked on the road to add this specific functionality to my tool, but there is that.
Oh, well, yeah. A little extra bonus on top.
Yep.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Alright, up we go. It is kind of interesting how a tier 2 station feels quite achievable, and a tier 3 station just feels like such a grind though.
It is, yeah.
I think it's just a sense of progress, you know?
Frameshift drive charging.
Yep. Gotcha.
Like after a couple of hours of play with like, especially with the two of us, we'd leave a tier 2 station being like, well, we went up like 30%. Yeah, or something. And you leave it like a
Navigation.
tier 3 station being like, oh, it went up like 6%.
Barely
or
10%.
Yeah, 7% or something like that. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, it is a little disheartening, but yeah. It's definitely doable. Even solo, I would say. Like, yes, okay, fair, you have helped a lot, but, you know, still. I would have been, what, like 15-20% behind?
Yeah, probably something like that. And yeah, I definitely think it's soloable.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's soloable inside the 4 weeks if you can keep the momentum up, and you've got
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a few
that is true.
hours to play most days.
Yep. It's definitely not for your average busy person with life, kids, work, and everything else.
Yeah,
You have to have quite decent enough of time, decent amount of time free.
there's several hours spare in the evening, I think, and I'm talking like 3 to 4 hours spare per evening would
Yep.
probably work. You'd have to be using them most evenings, though.
Frameshift drive.
You have to be the sort of person that doesn't burn out on the grind too quickly.
That is true.
Otherwise, I think like an outpost is achievable for most people within a couple of days, and a tier 2 is achievable for most people within the 4-week thing,
Yeah.
without
That is definitely
feeling too
true.
stressed about it.
None detected. Is there?
Yeah, tier 3 seems to be like you do this in a group. Or you have no life and do it solo.
Yeah. Or you wait till you claim the system and then you do it over like drip feed it over several months.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But I was talking in the context of claiming the system.
Drive charging.
Not in the context of, you know, you have infinite amount of time to finish a station afterwards.
Yeah. The destruction crew gets hired, they show up, and then it's like every week someone brings a load of steel. And they're like, alright, what do we do for the rest of our time? Play cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do a mad dog. Run out.
Luckily they are not paid hourly from my bank account, so I don't really care.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
They can build, I don't know, 7 support pillars a week, and yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's the titty bar, there's the toilets, have fun.
Just need a hollow deck on board those colonization ships. Keep you entertained.
Definitely. Is there a game that simulates that technology, actually? You know, the holodeck thingy? Like
Oh,
simulation
no.
rooms?
Oh, really?
I don't know either, but...
There's a place where
Could be
I live
interesting.
that I haven't been to yet because it's quite expensive, that has like virtual reality setups where you can go and do like virtual reality escape rooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give that a try at some point. Problem is who do I go with, because it'd be boring by myself.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It's pretty much why I don't play the escape simulator all by myself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I did, but not for long.
So I could take my partner, but she has vision problems, and when you do the 3D effects at the movies, you know, with like the blue and red glasses and stuff, like she just won't see it. And then so I don't know how well like a virtual reality headset would work for her. I just don't know if it requires the same sort of like good vision in both eyes, I guess.
Question.
Request granted.
Sounds like I bring the place up and ask.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would have gone with you in a heartbeat, but yeah, no.
Other side of
The
the world.
geographical distance makes this slightly impossible.
Landing gear deployed.
I have worn the virtual reality headset before, and I know that I don't really have a problem with them. Like I don't get nausea or anything like that, so I can fairly easily do that.
I've tried them at the I've tried them at an arcade with like, and they
Successful.
like were doing like you sit on a fake roller coaster thing, you put the virtual reality goggles on, and then the roller coaster shakes and tilts a little bit as you go through along these virtual reality rides. That was always quite fun. I enjoyed that.
I tried Elite in virtual reality. That was fun.
That would be fun. I've always wanted to do that. I just haven't done the portable virtual reality thing. Alright, so we are... Steel is now under 40,000.
Nice.
Alright. And I really need to go to work. It's 9:30. So I'm going to find something to rate out to and log off, I guess.
Yep.
But-
Thanks
oh.
for the material that you've delivered.
Not a problem. Alright. While I find someone to raid to, I'll do the whole share my socials thing in case anyone's watching that's interested in that.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
I will, I've finished this drink, but I will grab a drink on my way to going to my work PC. On my work laptop. Alright. This
It's
one,
like the next desk to you, right?
room down the other end of the house. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alright. Who have we got on that we can raid? Do you know what? I'm actually going to raid... I'm going to be cheeky and raid Mooney. She's normally finished by the time I'm on. She's a little bit of a bigger beach tuber, so like I normally wouldn't raid, but she's funny. Alright. Okay, I've had fun. Thank you, Ed, for joining me on stream, and thank you everyone for watching. Raiders going out.
Did your card decline too? Or is it just Mooney's eternal struggle with their cringe? Ka-chow through the chaos, like Lightning McQueen.
Alright, gonna sign off. See ya.
Yeah.
Slade Saints asked me, can you give us the lore on why Chaim Simpson and Mother V3 also